Hi guys, Sarah here and welcome to Novel Expectations. Today I'm coming to you with my March 2016 TBR. I am so excited. I just love doing these videos every month because until I sit down and type out the list, I don't even know what I'm going to be reading that month because I literally do a random number generator to pick the books because I have all my books on a spreadsheet, and then that way it's a total surprise to me. And if I pick a book that's like 3 or 4 in a series and I haven't read the first book, I jump right to the first book and start from there. So I was super thrilled with all the books that got picked this month, and I cannot wait to jump into them. So let's start off. My first book is the book that is my Back to My Childhood book, and that is The New Girl by R.L. Stine. It is the first book in the Fear Street series. I'm pretty sure you don't have to read the Fear Street books in order. They all just kind of take place in the same area. I don't know if they involve the same characters. I can't remember. This was a series that I didn't read a lot of when I was younger, but the ones I did read, I remember enjoying them. And I can't remember if I've actually read this one or not. But this one is pretty much about a guy who falls in love with a girl, and then the girl, leaves. He never sees her again at school. And he heads to her house to find her, and it turns out she had died years earlier. I think it's based on that ghost story, if you will, of, the guy picking up the girl in the backseat of the car. She's a hitchhiker, and he turns around and she's gone and leaves the jacket in the car or something like that. So yeah, one's probably going to be really spooky, but I think I'm really going to enjoy it. So, on to my ebooks for the month. The first one I plan on reading is The Bachelor Girl's Guide to Murder by Rachel Macmillan. This is the first book in the Herringford and Watts mysteries. This book I was talking about in my February coming soon video a month or so ago. And this book I'm super thrilled about. It is a historical novel set in Toronto in 1910, so set in my hometown in 1910. And it's about two younger women who decide to play amateur sleuth. So it sounds like a lot of fun. The next book is A Fighting Chance by Shannon Stacy. This is about a woman who goes to Vegas for a bachelorette party for the weekend and ends up meeting a fighter there. And of course they start a relationship, so that sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited about this next book because I was just talking about this series last week in my March Coming Soon video, and that is the Bridgerton series by Julia Quinn. Because of Miss Bridgerton is coming out on March 29th, which is an offshot of this original series, and when I did my randomizer to look for my books for this month, the book that came up was The Duke and I by Julia Quinn, which is the first book in the Bridgerton series. And I am so thrilled to be jumping back into the series again. I have read all these, but it was a number of years ago, so I'm so happy about jumping back into it. This is the story of Simon and Daphne, and pretty much how they pretend to be engaged to get their mothers off their backs. These books are so great. If one of the reasons you don't read historical romance per se is because you find them to be stuffy, especially the ones set in Victorian England or in Regency England, and this is set in Regency England, these ones are not. The characters are fabulous. She writes dialogue like nobody's business. I can't recommend this series enough. I'm so excited about jumping back into this month, and I can't wait. And the last ebook for the month is Doctoring the Single Dad by Marie Farinelli. I hope I'm saying that right. This is the first book in the Matchmaking Mama series. This is a Silhouette special edition, and it's pretty much about a widower. He's the widower, and she's the pediatrician. So it sounds like a cute little contemporary romance novel. Now let's jump into the audiobooks that I will be listening to this month. The first one is Summer at Willow Lake by Susan Wiggs. This is the first book in the Lakeshore Chronicles series. This book is a reread for me. I loved it the first time I read it. I can't wait to read it again. I was talking about this author when I was talking about favorite authors, I believe, earlier this month. And this book is about Olivia and Connor. And Olivia is an interior designer, and she is spending her summer fixing her family's camp that has been in the family for generations, a summer camp essentially. And the story goes back and forth between modern day, where Connor comes back to help her because he does construction of some kind, to when they were kids and teenagers at this summer camp, spending their summers at the summer camp together. And she was kind of the shy, geeky girl, and he was the popular boy. So yeah, this is a really, really great novel, and I can't wait to listen to it. The next one is Made in America by Bill Bryson. Ever since I read A Walk in the Woods last summer, I think it was, I've been obsessed with reading about everything that this author has written. This one is actually narrated by him, and the tagline is An Informal History of the English Language in the United States. Pretty much what it's about is the origin of certain words, and it is narrated by the author. I'm really, really going to enjoy this one. I can't wait to read it. The last one is actually a Harlequin Blaze novel. It is called She Did a Bad, Bad Thing by Stephanie Bond. It's the first book in the $1 Million Secrets series, and it is about a woman who heads off to Vegas to change her image after winning the lottery, and a guy who is in love with her decides to follow her to make sure that she's okay. And the last book for this month is my nonfiction book of the month, and it is Poser, My Life in 23 Yoga Poses by Claire Deidre. This book is pretty much about, it's a memoir, about a decade in this woman's life as she starts doing yoga, raising her kids, and, you know, trying to keep her marriage afloat, essentially. So I enjoy a good memoir, and I really am trying to get back into yoga, so it'll be kind of nice where I can kind of meld the two together. And what I really like is that each chapter is actually named after a yoga pose. And at the very beginning of each, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see that, but at the beginning of each it actually shows you the pose, which is kind of cool. So anyway, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. So those are all the books that I plan on reading this month. Have you guys read any of them, and what did you think about them? Please let me know in the comments below. And until next time, take care and happy reading. Bye, guys.